hope you are as excited as we are to join another episode of INGRAMS Skin Sessions. It's been a thought-provoking campaign that really does encourage brave conversations which are more than skin deep. Today we delve into a new topic, love wins. I love the sound of that. We're going to focus on being supportive and accepting of friends, family or strangers who form part of the LGBTQIA plus community and who choose to share this part of their identities with us.
I love this, because this conversation is about coming out, right? It's got to do with the fact that we know that chatting about coming out is often centered around the LGBTQIA plus individual, and rightfully so. But today we want to explore the perspective of loving family and friends and engage in a conversation on how they've navigated the experience. Now, joining us this morning to unpack this topic further is Letlohonolo Machaba, the first trans woman to compete in the top 30 of Miss SA, and our favorite life coach, Kirsty Milmed. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Hi.
It's a beautiful one about love and how love wins.
Letlohonolo, I'm going to start with you. We know that transgender rights and the notion of that journey has been in the press a lot lately, so hopefully there is more representation, more education out there. But take it back a few steps to when you first came out. What was that process like to you? Talk us through that moment, if it was indeed a moment, with your own family. How did they react?
Actually, lucky for me, I never came out to my parents because they knew what they were raising from a very young age. So they could tell that I was pretty feminine. So I had to educate them about trans individuals, not necessarily tell them, okay, guys, I'm trans and this, but I had to educate them about my type of existence. So the only person that I'd say I educated was my father, because it's not that present in my life. But with my mom, she knew from the beginning, this is the type of a person I'm raising, and it happens that she identifies herself as a trans young girl, and it has been amazing since then, because the only support and love that I truly want and I feel I'm obliged to have is from my parents, nothing else. I never came out to anyone, and I don't think I'd have to come out to anyone. I just need to educate you. That is just it.
That's it.
An environment of love. It's always been about love for you in your family context. But Kirsty, we know that the reality is life sometimes does throw us out of our comfort zones. For family members and maybe friends who are conservative, finding out that your child or your loved one is part of the queer community can throw you off sometimes. But how do you show up for them and show up in a way that shows love, respect, and appreciation for the person who's coming out to you?
I think at the end of the day, whatever discomfort you're feeling is your discomfort, and that's for you to deal with. It's not up to them to make you feel better about their choices. So I think go and do the work separately. And when it comes to dealing with that family member, just remember who they are. They're still the same person. They're still that, you know, whatever it is about them, their essence that makes them who they are. Remember that and treat them the same as you would have before, and make it about them. You know, be there for them. Ask them what you can do to make things easier for them, rather than what they can do to help you feel better about their choice.
It's beautiful. I love that. We've got your mother on the line, who, of course, has walked this journey with Letlohonolo. Me Caroline, good morning.
Morning.
Me Caroline, ke thabile thata gore o na le rona mo founung ka jeno. A re bue ka kgang e. Ha Letlohonolo a gola, ke nako e feng mo ile gore o bone gore Letlohonolo ha tshwane le bana ba bang o itshwanna a le esi?
Ena go mmona ke le motsadi a hae, ke mmone a sa lo monyane. Na re kotse nthantlha re ke bicycle. A sa inamele kore a hana go inamela tshaba. A re ke lo dikoloi ha tshameke ka dikoloi. Na gona le o mong ka mo next door le rona. Ele mosano monyane, then ana le dipopo. So he tsa tshameka ka dikoloi ya hana tshameka ka dipopo tsa ola. A rata dipopo go tla kra a lela tsa tshiamo. Until molong gore o itse ha bala grade 8. Ke mo tseleng ka bona na hona le cousin ya hae o mongwe ba gotse ba lekana ba tshameka ba botlhe. Na ke mo reketse phone ya Alcatel na kwa teng. Nela le camera. Ka re he ke bula phone eo, ke tlo find out di nepe a pere khete sa khero. gore a ira di-action tsa bosana.
Mara le mo amogetse gone ka mokgwa o yalo la mo amogela as family.
Yeah, motho mo ntse go le thata gore ntse go le thata ke dipotso gore maybe o tla change maybe mara go tla mo leng gore gore ka re nna ke le motswadi a ke a mo hetse Kreste ka re tlebe ke le mang nna ke just give take feeling ke modimo.
How does it make you feel hearing that? Because, you know, you had a little bit of a moment with us. It was looking like this is like the first time you've actually heard this from her.
It is actually my first time having to hear how she actually felt about seeing me as a trans woman, because all along it has been like just a normal conversation.
A non-event,
yeah, nothing very deep. Because she never made me feel like I don't belong. She always been there as a parent. She has protected me, loved me unconditionally. So I've never felt it.
I love that. I suppose we've reached quite an emotional high point now, and I love the fact that everyone has been willing to open up like this from you and your mom, both perspectives, absolutely beautiful. Kirsty, I know that this is the space that you work in every day and something that you consider a lot. If we had to imagine a person at this point, and we might talk about the family needing to come in to support, what should be going through our minds to offer that kind of sounding board, that kind of support that's needed in that moment? And, you know, we joked about checking your baggage at the door, but how do we achieve that in that moment and just be people and humans?
Yeah. I mean, I think becoming very conscious of the words that you use and how you phrase things, and repairing if you say something that could be quite hurtful. So really becoming very aware and very conscious of how you're saying things and how that might be perceived. And checking in, like we said before, having that open dialogue.
Just ask if you don't know.
Exactly, like you don't have to tiptoe around. Like I said, this is still the person that you love. And, you know, to have that open conversation to know, like, is this okay, is this not okay? And I'll never forget the author Glennon Doyle spoke about when she came out to her mom, and her mom said, I love you no matter what. And she said that no matter what was actually quite damaging for her, because it implied that there was something
defective,
not to love her. So, you know, you might have the best intentions in the world, but the things you say can still be hurtful. So just check in and make sure.
And we're only human, right? It's not default that people will find it easy to accept and easy to sort of exist and navigate together. I mean, Mama Caroline was just saying now that she saw how happy Litlohonolo looked in all of those pictures, but she still hoped she'll change. She's just young. It's just a phase. Maybe she'll change. But she kept seeing how happy Litlohonolo was. And that happiness showed her that this was her truest element, and they had absolutely no choice but to accept her as Litlohonolo, for being Litlohonolo. How has that helped you, I suppose, show up more confidently in the social spaces that you find yourself, knowing that you come from a family that has given you that respect, that love, and that space?
I feel like there is nothing that can go beyond me except my mother's love and my father's love. So whenever I have their love and support, nothing can stop me. The society can never be able to define me as a person, because already my parents have accepted me the way I come. So I do not want to fit in a society that is going to limit my potential, because my parents have raised me to be a powerful force that can never be reckoned with. And so no one is just ready for my existence, because I come from a loving family, and I'm here to show how love can positively impact in someone's life.
And you move in that energy.
Is it ultimately not all that matters? Love conquers all. We love both of you for joining us today and for being a part of this broader conversation. These sessions have been enlightening, they've been educational, they've been empowering, and if I've taken that on board, you can imagine what it's meant for the people watching right now who identify with you, who have really had this opportunity for maybe the first time to see themselves represented in this way. So thank you so much. This has been another wonderful session. Please remember, you too can join the brave conversation. We've been having this week. In fact, throughout this entire season, we've loved it. And on top of that, stand a chance to win R1,000 in cash just for thinking a bit more deeply about this. And to win this week's cash prize, all you have to do is reply to the competition post that's on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and tell us how you cope with those times where you feel less than okay. And then tag someone you really rely on for support.
And remember to use the hashtag #YourSkinYou'reBrave. And this week's competition will close at midday today. T's and C's, find them on expressoshow.com. Love wins.
Do you own your skin? Do you wear it bravely, even when others try to dim its glow? Does it represent your strength, your heritage, or does it express your brave and unconditional love? New look Ingrams. Your skin, your brave.